I bet you're expecting some kind of tech video, but that train video got a lot of views, and you know what? Trains are also cool. So today, I'm going to be traveling the entire MBTA system. So, me, my awesome hair, and my well-considered shirt are on our way to Davis Square, which is like my local T-stop. And, wow, that's awful lighting. Okay. And I'm going to start by going north on the Red Line to Alewife, and then gonna head into the city and choose what to do from there. My current plan is to go north on the Red Line to Alewife, and then south into Boston, do the other branches of the Red Line, like the sort of Ashmont and Braintree and the Mattapan line, and then go to Park Street, do all the sort of western branches of the Green Line, go like northeast on the Green Line to Union Square, head back, go to North Station, do the whole Orange Line, go to State, and then do the blue, and then like finish off by doing the Blue Line. It's not raining right now, but it was about an hour ago, so every time there's a gust of wind, all the water comes out of the trees and onto my head. 2 minutes. Given that the bell just went off, I assume that train's gonna leave without opening its doors. So I've got about a couple minutes until this one turns around. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Never mind, this train just opened its doors.
Your personal belongings. Personal belongings.
So I've made it to JFK after having done the whole Ashmont branch and the Mattapan line. So now I need to get on a Braintree train. So it turns out that the announcements say what platform it's arriving at, and there's supposed to be some lights in the station to tell you, but they weren't lit up even though the next train was on the Braintree platform as the announcement said. Right there. Anyway, we don't want that train. We want a Braintree train. In 10 minutes. That's a while. I'm trying to be fairly quick. I've just finished the Red Line. I want to get a commuter rail train into South Station, try and continue things. That train probably leaving in about 10 minutes. It takes a while to get from the Red Line platforms to the commuter rail platforms because they're far away. Signage is not great here. I'm gonna make it. Okay, so getting to the commuter rail platform was a little bit faster than I expected. I've still got about 7 minutes to spare. There's the Red Line platform all the way over there. I am the only person on this entire train platform. Stop wasting my commute increase for these stupid screens that serve no function. Thanks. There is no one on this train, which is probably not that surprising for a service called Commuter Rail at, like, you know, 1 p.m. on a Friday, but it is very empty. It's also going significantly faster than the Red Line would have. So yeah, I'm gonna get into South Station, have some lunch there, and then probably, I was gonna do the Green Line and then the Orange Line. I hadn't really thought through my planning that well. I will decide what to do next once I get to South Station and have some lunch. That is the Red Line train that I was on earlier. So yeah, waiting for the commuter rail paid off. Okay, made it to South Station, had some lunch. South Station is just such a nice train station. Like, it's just nice. It's really spacious. You've got a lot of train services. It's generally great. After that brief diversion, I think I'm going to get on the Red Line, go to Park Street, do the Green Line to Union Square, and probably, I don't want to do all the branches right now because that's a lot of them and I'd like to break it up a bit with the Orange and Blue lines, but I'll do probably 2 or 1 of the Green Line branches west of Boston. Inside that train, that was like actually a hazard. Like, for the 2 stops, barely manageable. Anyway, let's get on the Green Line east of Boston to get up to Union Square and take all those steps off, and then we'll see what train comes first, and that'll dictate what branch I do.
This train is being taken out of service.
The T didn't bother to update their map, so someone else did it for them.
This is
Countdown clocks still don't work. But the ones at Leechmere recently changed from saying Heath Street change every 7 to 13 minutes to just showing nothing. The ones at Union Square apparently just said Heath Street trains every 7 to 13 minutes and have since it opened. Don't know why they can't get actual train predictions to work. This seems to also be convinced that the next train's on track 2, even though I doubt it. I don't understand why there are already cracks in the concrete. This station is 3 months old. So of course, because I'm getting on at Union Square, it's only Heath Street trains from here. So I guess I'll do the E branch first.
Next and final stop is Street VA, ma'am.
Okay, so I made it to Heath Street. I want to get to the D line and do the D line, and then probably do the orange line, and then the C and B lines and the blue line. I'm looking at the map here. I mean, first of all, it's pretty funny that they've showed. I guess this is coming. These are coming from like Arbor Way or something. The non-existent stations that aren't there anymore. Anyway, 6 minutes. I don't want to wait for that, so I'm gonna walk down that way and then just walk to Brookline Village on the D line.
Thank you. It's like a
Well, that was the D branch. I like the part that goes through like parks and Brookline and stuff like that. That's nice. Once you get to Newton, it's like suburbia, and then there's like a bunch of golf courses. Not a fan of that. But here's Riverside. I like the yard that's here. That's pretty cool. I thought half the door on that Type 7 was open. No, half the door is missing. Oh, we're gonna get a Type 9. So I was taking the D branch back into the city, and I just decided to get off here at Reservoir and walk over to the Cleveland Circle and take the C branch into the city to take that off. It's slower than the D branch, but you know, I'd have to do it anyway, and this will save me a bit of time in the long run. And also the C branch gets really crowded, and I can do it before the evening rush hour. Bye, train. Circle, like that's Reservoir right there. Here we are.
Next.
Cleveland Circle trains go out of service at Government Center, and I figured I might as well do the blue line before the green line, before the orange line. It's probably a better idea anyway, because it's like the evening rush hour going out of the city right now, and I bet the blue line's going to be less crowded than the orange line. Why is that train stopped there? Apparently there's a train in 5 minutes. Oh. All the trains going towards Wonderland are stopped. Really don't think the blue line is doing all that well right now. getting a little bit late. I probably want to do the Orange Line and the V branch tomorrow, so I'm probably just going to take this back home to Bowdoin, take that off, and then just take the Red Line back home. Well, that's that for today. Hopefully I'll come back tomorrow and soonish do the Orange Line and the V branch. Well, it's day 2. Not exactly tomorrow, a couple days in the future, but I'm waiting for a bus coming in 4 minutes to take me to Sullivan Square so I can do the Orange Line end to end, and then go to Back Bay, walk to Copley, and then do the 2 missed stations on the D line and the entire B line. And Community College and all the stations along this like northern expansion of the Orange Line are interesting. They've got 3 tracks, and that's the Forest Hills track, that's the Oak Grove track. That track has nothing on it. This was originally built so that they could run express services at peak hours, but it was never done on the rest of the Orange Line, so it never ended up happening. And as far as I can tell, these tracks were never actually used. At Community College, this whole second platform isn't even open, but at Sullivan they let you use it, but only for Oak Grove trains, and nothing ever shows up on that side. Okay, that's Oak Grove. I think I'm not going to get on either of these trains yet because I want to try and catch a new train for the way back for variety's sake, and I'm going to see how long it will be until one shows up. It seems like there aren't any on the schedule at all. The 2 trains that actually have predictions for what train will run them are that one and that one. Both old trains. That kind of sucks. I'll have to wait at least 12 minutes, which I don't feel like doing. At stations where both platforms are going the same direction, the screens will helpfully tell you which platform the train it's talking about is on. However, there's no actual labels in the station of what platform is which. I can only assume that this train's going to leave first because it arrived first, but no indication of what platform this is. Here's a new train. So if I let 2 more trains go by and get out, then the 3rd one will be new. Don't feel like doing that now. Maybe my feelings will change later. I decided to get off at Assembly and wait for a new train, because Assembly is interesting because it's a recently built station along the old line. So you can see that's the Oak Grove track. Sorry, that's the Forest Hills track. That's the Oak Grove track, and then there's the unused 3rd track behind there. Assembly doesn't have a platform there, but the track does still go fully through it. That 3rd platform is really only at Community College, Sullivan, and Wellington, because there used to be an elevated track between North Station and Malden Center, which they got rid of in the 70s. And so that's when those 3 stations were built. Like Malden Center and North, and then North Station and South don't have the 3rd track. And then Assembly was built more recently after the T had given up on express service, and so they never built an extra platform. Nice hasty repair there. Well, that's the first train I'm gonna let go by without getting on. That was the second train that I let pass by. Next one should be a new one.
Change here for the Green Line bus connection. Change here for the Blue Line and bus connections. Nickel Center. Doors will open. Change here for bus connections, the commuter rail, and Amtrak. Change here for bus connections and the commuter rail. And on the left. Change here for bus connections. Next stop, Charleston Square. On the left. Change here for bus connections. Doors will open on the left.
Okay, so I wanted to take the Needham line to Back Bay to walk to Copley. Turns out the schedule doesn't work out. It's almost certainly faster to just get on this train. You know what? I may as well take the new train. This is an example of how that sign should work. Take notes, Oak Grove. Interesting. Well, that was the entire Orange Line, so now I gotta walk to Copley and do the get on, whether a B line or a D line. My plan is to go in sort of a loop either way, but I need to do the D line probably up to Reservoir and then walk over to the B line and take that back, or do it the other way around. I'll get on whichever of the 2 trains comes first. Okay, I'm at the platform at Copley. I just missed the D line train, so I bet I'm going to be taking the B first.
Reeds Street, Long Edge.
Okay, that was Boston College. Now I have to look up what the fastest way to get to Longwood is. So it turns out the fastest way is to take this train a couple stops to Chestnut Hill Avenue and then walk. So that's the made it to Reservoir, train in 2 minutes.
Reservoir.
Well, now I've really done all the stations. We're just gonna forget about Butler.